So what big problems do I think Royal Enfield faces trying to sell motorcycles in America? This is going to be a really fun one, so hang out with me for a few minutes and let's talk about it. What's up everyone? It's Alex. Today's video does not come from a viewer question. This is me being selfish again and talking about what I want to talk about. But I want to talk about the problems overall that Royal Enfield faces trying to sell motorcycles in America. And these could really be problems you could say they would face in a lot of parts of the world outside of India. But I think that these problems are even more pronounced in America, and I'm going to tell you why. And real quick guys, if you like the video, hit like. If you're new here, hit subscribe, because it tells me what kind of videos you guys like so I can keep making that stuff for you guys, and so I can not make the videos that you guys don't enjoy. So Royal Enfield and as it relates to sales in the US. Well, obviously, I know something about this topic because A, I have sold Royal Enfield motorcycles in the US, and B, I have bought a Royal Enfield motorcycle in the US. Now, whether we're talking about the 500cc singles or the 650 twins or the Himalayan or new models that Royal Enfield has coming out, right? Royal Enfield in the US, they're obviously making a very big push to break into this market more and to sell more motorcycles in the USA, right? They do really, really well in their home country of India. They do decently well in Europe. The USA, pretty prominent motorcycle market. Lots of people here to sell motorcycles to. And lots of people here that want inexpensive, well-made motorcycles, right? So especially with the 650 Twin Series and the Himalayan and stuff, should be a really, really good no-brainer market for Royal Enfield, especially at the price point, right? Well, in some areas, yes, in some areas, no. I've actually had several Royal Enfield dealers that have complained to me that they're not moving Royal Enfields fast enough, even the 650 Twins. They're just not having a lot of luck convincing people that this is a great motorcycle at a great value and convincing people to put their butts in the seats, okay? So the big thing with Royal Enfield in America, especially 650 Twins, we're really going to focus on the 650 Twins because it's a really, really good value for what you get, and it's the direction Royal Enfield's trying to go is more that kind of motorcycle, right? So even though certain parts of the USA, Royal Enfield dealers sell out of 650 Twins, they do really, really well with them, and there's a huge interest for these motorcycles in the US because of the price point and because of the buzz with reliability and everything that they've been generating here. There are still a lot of areas where Royal Enfield dealers are struggling to move motorcycles, right? They're struggling to sell the 650 Twins and convince people this is an awesome motorcycle. Really, when it all boils down to it, I think that Royal Enfield faces two major problems and two big obstacles when it comes to selling motorcycles to American riders, okay? One, a lot of American riders get very narrow tunnel focused towards a type of motorcycle, being the only good type of motorcycle there is, or the only type of motorcycle their friends will approve of, or the only type of motorcycle there is out there that's worth a damn. And or, sometimes hand in hand, Americans will get very, very focused on a specific brand. This is my brand, this is the only good brand, my brand is better than everybody else's brand, what I spent money on is the best thing that there is, and I can't possibly see that anything else out there could be as good or even better than the brand that I'm using right now because this is what I spent my money on, it's what I'm proud of, and all your other brands can just go to hell. To give you examples of this, especially if we start talking about like your more Harley-Davidson type of crowd, and yes, I'm picking on the Harley guys for a minute, but just hear me out. When you deal with Harley-Davidson, you're dealing with both of those problems at once, right? You're dealing with people who are laser focused on, I love Harley, I ride Harley, my friends all ride Harley, everybody I know that rides motorcycles rides Harley. If I don't ride a Harley, I'll face criticism from everybody I know. Harley-Davidson is king, Harley-Davidson is the best, and in conjunction with that, that means you love big V-twin cruisers, right? So that means big V-twin cruisers are the way to go. That's the only kind of riding there is. That's the best way to do it. And I own a Harley-Davidson, and I'm proud of Harley-Davidson, and Harley-Davidson is the best, and to hell with all your other motorcycle companies. That's just a generalization. Not all Harley riders are like that, but that is a very stereotypical Harley mindset for a lot of Harley riders out there. On the flip side, the same can be said for Honda people. I've known dozens and dozens of Honda people that bleed Honda red, okay? They are Honda riders through and through. They have bought and ridden nothing but Honda for decades. That's the only manufacturer that makes a quality motorcycle that'll last the test of time. That's all there is. Honda, 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 Honda. And that could be different types of Hondas. That could be ATVs, Honda sport bikes, Honda cruisers, you name it. But you get the idea. I know lots of Honda people that are just Honda people. I know Yamaha people that are just Yamaha people. I was a Yamaha only fanboy for probably 2 or 3 years solid. That's all I had was Yamaha bikes. That's all I rode. I sold everything. I knew that there were quality bikes in every other category and manufacturer, but that's all that I rode because that's what I loved and that's what I had amazing experience with at the time. It's kind of a natural thing for most humans to gravitate towards what they know and they already know they can trust. But when it comes to motorcycles, I think being brand myopic or being a brand fanboy and ignoring the rest of the amazing motorcycling world can be a big mistake and can really, really hold a lot of riders back. Same thing with only focusing on one type of motorcycles. When I first started riding, super sports were the rage. Sport bikes were what it was all about. If you were a young person riding motorcycles, you wanted a sport bike. Whether it was a 600 or a 1000, you wanted a race replica, super sport type of motorcycle, okay? And if you didn't, then all of your friends were going to make fun of you. And chances were in the US at that time, if you were riding a sport bike, most of the time you were probably riding a GSXR because that was the height of GSXR pandemonium. So I had plenty of friends that were like, hey, it's either a GSXR 600 or a GSXR 1000, Gixxer, or nothing, okay? If you ride one of them stupid CBRs or one of them stupid Yamaha R6s or them damn Kawasaki's, you're not a real rider. It's Gixxer for life, okay? I knew plenty of those kind of people. Same with R1s. I know the Yamaha R1 fan club, the Honda CBR fan club, okay? The Kawasaki ZX-10R for life, guys. The point is, focusing on only super sports will make you miss an entire world of other amazing motorcycles. Just because you ride super sports doesn't mean you wouldn't love an adventure bike. Doesn't mean you wouldn't love a cafe racer. You get the idea. Focusing on cruisers, just because you like that kind of comfort level, you might actually be more comfortable on a V-Strom 650 than you would the cruiser you're riding. You just don't know because you won't give it a chance. And that's the overarching point here. Is a lot of American riders, and probably a lot of riders around the world, but I'm going to pick on Americans because I am an American rider, so I'm picking on my own damn people, okay? So fight me in the comments. But a lot of American riders get way too focused on being in love with a brand or being in love with a type of motorcycle to the point where they won't give something else a chance, okay? That's the point. A lot of American riders, a lot of motorcycle riders in general, get too laser focused on this one thing and won't broaden their view to give something else a chance. Most riders that I have convinced to give a Royal Enfield 650 Twin a chance and ride it have absolutely fallen in love with the simplicity, with the power balance, and just the overall feel of the motorcycle for what you pay for the thing. And that's a huge, huge point here. This motorcycle, regardless of what any haters out there want to say who haven't even tried it, this motorcycle or this series of motorcycles is amazing for the money. This is the best value in motorcycling I can probably recommend right now for the money that you spend on it. And a lot of American riders, once you convince them to ride one, what they experience versus what they will have to pay for the motorcycle is almost a no-brainer. But you have to actually convince people to give it a chance. It was the same kind of a fight that Honda and the Japanese companies had back in the 60s and early 70s when they were trying to break into the American market more. And they were fighting the heavily entrenched Harley-Davidson and the heavily entrenched British motorcycles of the time. They had to actually get people to try out a Honda motorcycle or try out a Yamaha motorcycle or try out a Kawasaki motorcycle. And once people actually gave them a chance, they realized they were dealing with a very high level of quality and performance for the money. And once that took on, people just took off with it, right? And then the Japanese motorcycles from the Big Four have sold like hotcakes in the US ever since the 70s and to now, right? It just took giving it a chance. And I think Royal Enfield, if they continue down this path, could be on the level of the Big Four Japanese companies when it comes to US sales and when it comes to the track record of reliability in the US. If US riders will just give them a chance and will actually try the motorcycle and will actually ride it and see what they're getting for the money. And if Royal Enfield can continue to diversify their product offerings in the US with better motorcycles like this, you know, they've discontinued the Classic 500 here because it wasn't selling that well. You keep going with bikes like the Himalayan, like this, maybe the Meteor 350 Royal Enfield. Keep going down that kind of a track and keep expanding quality, well-made motorcycles in the US for reasonable prices. I think they can have a very, very bright future here. But US riders just need to open their minds up and broaden their view and actually give a chance to motorcycle companies that maybe they're not completely used to. Just ride the thing. Ride it and feel what you can feel. You can feel a quality motorcycle when you ride it versus a crap motorcycle, okay? So that's it. That's all I wanted to get across today. Those are the big challenges Royal Enfield faces in the US market. I think Royal Enfield at this point might be smart enough to try to tackle those things. Royal Enfield dealers out there, you just need to get people to ride the motorcycles. Have a demo out front every day. Let people just ride the thing, okay? No sales pressure. You don't have to buy one. No, just go ride the thing. See what you feel about it. It's an incredible value for the money. I'm very, very happy with mine versus all the motorcycles that I've had. And at this point, I am not brand specific. I will try something from anybody that wants to throw a motorcycle out there, and I will tell you if it's crap or if it's a good motorcycle, okay? As always, guys, have a great day. Ride safe. I'm Alex. Peace.